Nonsensical Knowledge Podcast. This episode is brought to you by the one and only Clean Environmental Solutions, fully certified and licensed mold remediation, asbestos abatement, and general contracting company. Call Clean Environmental Solutions today for an estimate. Check out their Facebook page at Clean Environmental Solutions. This episode is also brought to you by Venture Realty Solutions, your full-service brokerage. Looking to buy, sell, rent, or simply have questions in regard to your property search, call Venture Realty Solutions or check out their Facebook page at 518-Property Search or call 518-253-9263. Let's go.
What's up?
Chilling. How are you?
For everybody listening, we got Irv Ackerman here, we got Joe Kenny, we got Frater Chaplin, and looking to get fucking busy. I missed you guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's good? There's a lot of shit going on. Fucking a lot of weird shit going on out here. So, all you guys have been hitting me up lately with shit.
Sign of the times.
What was it? Kenny was like Wednesday, sent me the Maxwell shit. Sent me like the Dateline or whatever. Chap was the Ben Affleck in the CIA.
Yep.
Herb was the UFO report today.
There we go.
And I said it to you condescendingly too, like, oh, now that they're going to release it 2020, we'll definitely know everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, right, dude. I've kind of breezed over it a little bit, Irv, and it wasn't like really anything notable. Like what I saw was like that they literally don't know shit.
Yeah, they just sprinkle enough in there to keep you interested.
Yeah, they started it at 2004. It's like, bro,
Yeah.
you missed the important years in there.
Yeah.
2000.
Well, right, and they're like talking about how they like literally have zero information. The data is telling them that they still have no idea what.
But would they say if they knew?
No, I don't know.
That's when it comes to UFOs. It's, to me, every bit of it could be disinformation.
Yeah, of course.
Who knows what they're saying?
No, well, that's what they've always kept it close to the chest, man. Always, And I had a feeling, and we've all talked about it, how like this was gonna be horseshit. Like they kind of tucked it into the COVID-19 bill, and then like that time ran out today. They issued the report, and basically they're just labeling it as a threat. Like, what do you guys think with that? Why do you think they're going
Money, bro.
threat based?
They need a new boogeyman.
Right.
They need new weapons. They need to explore this tech. It's frustrating.
Yeah,
For real. It's just year after year.
well, there's no shortage of when the government wants to jerk our fucking chain.
Yeah. War machine. Full effect. Always.
Oh, total control is an endless battle. So.
Right, and what's weird to me about it is like you think with like some of this tech that could change the world, revolutionize shit. Obviously, it always goes through the private sector first. It goes through the fucking Halliburtons, it goes through the Skunk Works, it goes through all that bullshit, and then it trickles down to society. But it's like in this case, you're talking about propulsion systems that like there's no signs of propulsion, like zero.
Right.
You're talking about shit that's moving from...
Yeah, it's instantaneous.
Yeah, dropping from 80,000 feet, dude,
But
in
it
seconds.
goes back also to just how little we know about gravity.
Right.
Period. I mean,
Yeah.
it's still a theory. Gravity technically is not a fact. It's still the theory of gravity. Sure. I don't know how it works, why.
Yeah, it's a
If it
hypothesis.
really works. What creates it? What?
Right. Why, do cars not float off the ground, but a little tiny bird,
Can fly.
Well, I was
Why?
just watching something yesterday, and it was on the God particle theory. And essentially, they have a God particle theory in mathematics, and it's relatively simple, actually. When you look at it, it's maybe 5 or 6 characters. It's something like 1 times 6 pi to the 10th power squared plus 1 equals 0.
Can I quote that?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, not at all.
Just wonder if those numbers are churched up a bit.
No, but it was like really, it looked simple on paper, you know what I mean? So then,
That looks simple.
it wasn't like a,
Chalkboard.
like the way he said, it wasn't a chalkboard full of stuff explaining the universe, but
Right.
he said that in physics, there's the same kind of particle theory that really links everything from string theory is the only thing that can actually prove it right now. So string theory is like what they're hanging and basing everything off of.
So translation, CERN destroyed our dimension.
Could be.
I think they opened up something.
Mm-hmm.
Think so?
Yeah.
Well, they just found a pathway somewhere in space. They're saying that can be instantaneous travel, like a time.
Well, yeah, I did see that, and there was something along the lines of, they think that it'd be like an interstellar highway. and it'd be allegedly like traversing wormholes and shit.
Right.
You know, which is it's just kind of odd to me. Like 5 years ago, you're fucking nuts if you thought going into a black hole you'd survive. You know, and now it's like,
who's going to have the balls to hit that event horizon first? That's my question, because I know it's not going to be me. You know what I mean?
I take one.
I mean, I would after the first guy. You know what I mean?
well, that was like the monkey they first sent to fucking space, man. Imagine being that fucking scared animal out there. Like, holy shit. To orbit the Earth.
Right? It's like a little chimp on it.
Right?
Yeah, right.
That monkey probably knew more than we do.
Yeah.
He went up there seeing shit that we would never be able to.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of reports, the space station and all that shit. Like a lot of ex-astronauts come out later on after their fucking, what's it called? Their,
statute of limitations.
Yeah, it's like a waiver. What the fuck is it? It's a
non-disclosure.
Non-disclosure agreement. And a lot of them, even, who was it? Buzz Aldrin?
Oh,
no,
yeah.
No, it was the more famous one. Was it Neil Armstrong?
I think Aldrin said something.
Aldrin, yeah, one of them came out
Armstrong,
and said, like,
too.
yeah, like, yo, look, there's shit out there. And the reason we ain't been back to the moon is because we're not allowed back.
Right. The dark side of the moon is obviously inhabited by something, whether it's man-made or otherwise.
Yeah. So all in all, where do you think this UFO shit goes?
Could be a hologram.
Right. You never know. I mean, this could all be part of a simulation.
Well, you see, there's a lot of talk about simulation theory going around too. Like a lot. It's like, and this is that conditioning shit. You know what I mean? They start throwing it out there, start getting it into your brain. Like, oh shit, I see that. Like
making it more normal.
And I would just like to say, like he did say, man hasn't been back. I don't think they've ever been there in the first place.
Right.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Not on that mission anyway. Maybe we've been there.
Well,
maybe
I think,
privately.
I'm convinced the Nazis had a base there.
Or still do.
Yeah. Well, I think back then, and they had been to Antarctica and set up a base. You know what I mean? They'd been into like the harshest conditions, and their rocket propulsion was well ahead of ours until we repatriated it, took that shit, and all their gay ass scientists.
And you got to imagine some of that information didn't make it back into the right hands. Right hands.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, when you're vying for power, you know what I mean? There's no cost. There's no amount of life you're not gonna spare. You know, it's like this. The whole reason I bring up the threat thing with these UAPs is what they're calling them now, is because it's not giving us an air of like, oh shit, this could be a technology we can harness and move forward in our evolution. You know, it's no, this is a threat.
Right.
We got to watch out for it when we don't know what they're doing.
But that's how to immediately.
They're surveying our nuclear sites. They're
That's how to
disarming
immediately, kind of stigmatize it to make people band against it, which then creates fear, which then your government can use to control you by saying that they don't know what these crafts are, and some of them are actually them.
What did Ix say, chap? Sorry to cut you off.
No,
it's like a situation response, or what the fuck is it?
Oh, the problem reaction solution.
Problem reaction solution. They create the problem.
Hegelian.
Yeah, destructive capitalism.
Which is crazy because you also have the false alien invasion out there,
Right.
too. Like that's been there for years. So like
it's coming.
So it's like, which way do you go? Are there really aliens? Is it
right?
It's just so wide open, man.
Well, exactly, and they're not exactly being like, oh, well, the very first report came out and said that they don't believe that they're non-terrestrial. Like, so they don't believe that they're extraterrestrial. You know what I mean? They believe that they're coming from here. But at the same time, it's like, would you tell the general public, like, yo, these things are just flying in and out of our fucking...
We've had an agreement with them for 70 years.
Right. Religion would crumble. I mean, for people that have spent their whole life using that faith as their...
Or it would reinforce it to people.
You think so?
I could see it going either way. Yeah,
like I worship them now.
No, absolutely.
In the holy books to manipulate and interpret differently.
The Pope
go back to the Hebrew.
Right, but you think about the Vatican.
The Pope got ahead of that shit. It was like last year when all the stuff really...
We welcome them to the family.
Well, they said it. They were like, it's just our brothers. Yeah, it's just our brothers and sisters that God created.
Yeah.
And
Jesus died for them heaven too.
Yep.
Yeah, right. Fucking A, dude.
What a way to incorporate it all under the Jesus logo.
Who knows what they have in those archives?
You out there?
Listen, I would
You
love,
too.
love to see what's in the archives.
Vatican archives?
Oh, man.
Oh, that'd be epic, dude. But that's like one of those things that'll fucking burn down in history.
There's things there that we don't even know existed. Parts of history that we don't even know about because they stole it, erased it, hid it.
Word up. Yeah.
Stole any evidence of it, and it's down there somewhere.
Yeah, it's insane, dude.
Pull the Shroud of Turin out every now and then, but
I know, right? This was Jesus, and it just has this entire fucking figure.
Jesus the Shroud of Turin.
You think it's real?
It's definitely a shroud from somebody who died, and it's definitely from somebody who died in the Middle East. Is it Jesus? I don't know, but it's amazing. I mean, they've done so many like real scientific tests on it to where
it's awfully
they broke it down to where there's pollen from certain flowers that only bloom in this area at this time of the. I mean,
what if Jesus was just like a Tupac? Like he used to go around spitting bars like at the lakes, and everybody followed him and shit. And then like
he was a philosopher.
He just morphed into this.
So Tupac was the reincarnation of Jesus.
He was morphed into this.
I heard wackier shit.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah. People were fighting wars and shit. East Coast, West Coast.
Over a poet.
Or a poet.
Word.
Jesus was healing lepers and bringing people back from the raising people from the dead. So I mean, I don't know if Pac was doing any of that, but
no, he just toured with Grateful Dead. They just mixed it up over the years.
Yeah, but again, think about this. For a book that is, we'll say for numbers' sake, 2,000 years old.
Technically,
it's like
the Bible they use now is only from 17. The King James Bible of 1716 or something like that. I don't remember the exact year,
but the original stories come from they've amassed over at least the last 2,000 years, correct?
Yeah, they put books together and made the Bible.
Right. So over 2,000 years.
Of Nicaea and picked what books they wanted and which ones they didn't.
Right. It's the telephone
Make
game.
King James look good.
Well, that's
I
what
whisper
I
in
was
your
gonna say.
ear, you hear something I said, and then you pass it along, and it gets changed a little bit.
Well, that's what I was going to say about the Shroud of Turin, though, is the Shroud of Turin is it looks like Jesus.
I think it looks like Osama bin Laden, man. I think it looks like a Middle Eastern dude.
I mean,
that's why I'm so surprised that. Honestly, I was always so surprised that they claimed it because I'm like, that looks like Bin Laden to me,
dude. I can't wait till I can get to the video.
Yeah,
shit going.
the beard, the whole thing. I'm like, that looks like a Middle Eastern Osama bin Laden. Literally, like the same shape, the square
or
rectangle.
Jesus of Albia.
Yo, Bin Laden's 6'7". Dude's a monster. He could have played in the NBA.
Yeah.
He's still
he's a monster in a lot of senses, but
he would have had no endorsement.
Right.
Well, I mean, the CIA endorsed him.
Yeah.
Tim Osmond.
But in any event, it's still the Shroud of Turin. That's one thing that they pull out every fucking now and again. And it's all right, let me tout this. Or what's the Spear of Destiny? Or these little fucking relics that are this is the one that poked Jesus and cut his fucking... Yeah, it was spilled his blood or some shit. The fucking...
This is the sand at the base of the cross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does anybody make that product? To start.
Yeah, I'm sure somebody
could sell it. They would.
Yeah. I'm actually convinced that he didn't die on a cross and he was kind of exiled and fucking...
He didn't. He rose from the dead.
Yeah, whatever.
Just saying. He didn't die on the
cross. He didn't, yes. Only in the flesh. But he could have went somewhere. Yeah.
Dude could have gone into some sort of cardiac arrest, and then, you know what I mean? Who knows? 3 days later, woke up in the tomb, what the fuck is going on here? I gotta get my ass out of here.
I can see that. You know what I mean? But them saying, pronouncing you dead.
Yeah, but...
Yeah, he's dead. Just shove him in this fucking hole.
But when you got
a boulder in front of it, too.
They said there was a boulder.
That's what I'm saying. So what did he do? Did he squat this fucking boulder?
Maybe he was the ultimate yogi ever. And
was he a man of science?
He was the ultimate yogi ever.
Did he use a lever?
Listen, I believe he was a real person. I wholeheartedly believe he was a real person. He was probably an influential person. For sure. Yeah. No question. But was he the son of God? Was he the son of this, that, and the other thing?
We all?
Well, sure. But at the same time, I don't think he said that, though. Like, he left for so long. Like, in the Bible, he's missing for,
20 years?
33.
Years.
From 13 to 33. Right? So now, when you look at it, and you say,
so
all right.
he went to Tibet.
Okay, so now, this is the shit I'm getting into, is that in Tibet, there is fucking evidence of a man named Issa, which translates to Jesus, who was traveling through the fucking world and experiencing different religions and bringing it all back and whatever, and then when he comes back, shit's different.
But it's also,
you know what I mean?
like, it's the
he's
Jesus,
more of a pariah than he is a...
Right.
I think that the Jesus we talk about existed and was a prophet and yogi, maybe, whatever, but...
For the record, this was not on my list.
Yeah, right. I was going to say, how did we get here? But the Bible's allegorical. It's so many cultures throughout the history of the world, even before there's this Jesus-like story, a virgin birth to the Son of God. I mean, this story didn't start with Jesus. He was far from the first, you know? It's just...
Yeah. It kind of screwed up religion once I seen the celestial lineup of, like, Christmas and Easter, like, oh shit, they were talking about stars. Like, they're lining.
Yeah.
Like, so, astrology just, like, blew up my whole life. Thought of, like...
The sun stops on December 21st.
I love space. I rock with it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And coincidentally, it's Jesus' birthday.
The sun rises below, starts to move.
The plane for 3 days and then rises.
Comes back to life.
How fucking cool was America's Stonehenge?
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, that was cool.
That's what I was just thinking
That
of.
was badass.
Yeah, it was fucking... And I was just thinking about it. All you dudes have been there. Like, Kenny didn't come with us the time Irv came, but we all went there. It was awesome, though. Yeah. And it was really cool because speaking on the astronomical alignments, like, all of them line up there.
We should try to camp there. He said we could, right?
Well, he didn't say we could camp there. But I mean, I could probably talk him into it.
Well, I don't mean camp, but I thought he said you could stay the night.
We have to camp.
Dennis is my guy.
Amazing.
Shout out to Dennis Stone at America Stonehenge. If anybody's in New Hampshire, check out America Stonehenge. It is one of the oldest henges in the world.
They had the line of sights.
Yeah, it was
all cleared out.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was crazy.
The serpentine walls and shit.
Just watching that.
Yeah. So, but getting back to it. So, like, what do you guys think end result is with this report? It's just a bunch of bullshit.
I think there's probably the littlest shred of truth to it, maybe in the sense of, like, keeping our attention, but I don't think there's much substance to it. I'm sure it's a lot of just bullshit, but some of it's probably, like you said initially, was to, like, prime the mortar, you know what I mean? Like, kind of get things rolling a little bit.
Get in the public eye.
It's gonna be on Sean Hannity tonight. Yeah. CNN. And I'm like, oh, okay, now you guys are like, you're gonna bring us the truth.
Yeah, now all of a sudden they're believers.
Yeah. And you're gonna, after, shitting on us for all these years.
All right,
but now it's
get your tinfoil hats out, boys.
Yeah. Well, that's what's wild about it, man. Is just like a lot of the world is like, well, no, it's not tinfoil hat shit no more. Like, they're at least real shit. They're acknowledging that it's something we don't know what the fuck it is.
Better late than never, I guess.
And I think they know what it is.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people. Like, was it Stephen Greer, Tom DeLonge? All of them have said that it'll be like a trickle down effect. We won't know anything for real for years. And they'll put it in movies and shit and make you buy it and make you fucking,
There will be contact. There has been contact.
That shit's long gone, dude.
We're gonna have contact to a point where eventually, I think that one of these other races or beings or whatever you want to call them, they're gonna allow themselves to be filmed, or they're gonna allow themselves to be seen.
They would have to, though, because I've always thought, like,
fireworks.
They have such intelligence and such technology to get from light years away, which we're told is like impossible to do. And wouldn't they have the technology for us to just not even be able to see them?
Yes.
There could probably be 8 of them standing in the room right now laughing at us like, look at these idiots. Like, I mean, no, definitely. I would think if you could make a ship that could break whatever you have to do, warp time, whatever you got to do to travel that far, I would think you'd be able to just make yourself invisible. A little cloak or something.
Well, that's one of the popular theories, though, too. Is
I feel like I'm echoing a lot.
I don't know. It sounds like it kind of, but I think you're kind of like in and out. Like, swinging in the chair. Like, I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, it's rolling around.
But
trying to get Kenny to play footsies.
He's a prude.
And
I'm right here.
And his Yeezys.
Yeah, word.
I want to feel those Yeezys.
Yeah, right.
They're buttery.
Yeah, man. Well, it's just kind of insane that like they push it as the threat instead of.
No, they need to release the fucking technology because they got us here living this bullshit system. And if you have the technology to free us from this bullshit system where we all can thrive and all eat and be fine, like healthy, like how can you withhold that?
Yeah.
The top don't want that, man. They want us to be oppressed so that they can be the elite. You know.
Yeah, they want worker bees.
Yep.
They don't want thinkers. They don't want people to be free. They want.
That's why we work
40, 60 hours a week. Yeah, 40, 60 hour work weeks.
Like, I don't
just
have
to be
time to pay attention to that.
Yeah,
shit.
exactly. And the older you get and you have children and stuff like that, you literally just start to slowly but surely not give a fuck. And be like, all right, unless it's affecting me directly, I don't care anymore. And I'm so used to this. I'm so numb to this. People have been talking about it, the things that are going on with China and Russia right now, and the United, like people have been talking about this for 30, 40, 50 years. They've known that World War III is going to be United States and whoever against Russia and China, and that's like what's being set up right now.
And the Olympics are still going on.
William Cooper, just him, like he has one of the most famous conspiracy theory books, Behold a Pale Horse, and he was talking about UFOs coming that he saw when he was in the Navy on a submarine on the deck watching. He saw it come out of the water, shoot in the sky, come back in the water, like the water opened up. People were like, yeah, okay, like not only did you see a UFO, like one came out of the water, now they're like, oh, we believe most of them may come out of the water and not even from outer space. Like,
Jimmy Carter.
Okay.
Jimmy Carter
I
was
live in a fucking Twilight Zone or what?
Yeah.
Jimmy Carter had a rally before he became president.
He's the only president to admit to seeing a UFO.
600 or 700 people were at the rally, and they all, for like the first 10 minutes before he started, stood there and stared into the sky at this big ship. Just sat there.
Yeah, that's
and then it disappeared. All like 600-700 people.
Yeah, who was it?
Troy. Who was
Guess
it? If it's a firework or a gunshot.
Oh, no,
that's what you play this time of year for a month.
Those are for sure.
No,
fireworks. It is a weird time.
But
it's
every night. Just sitting there like, okay.
Dude, we dropped.
Troy's been wild lately too.
Yeah.
Like we dropped the other night off the couch.
In case you hear the fireworks in the background, that's what they are.
We'll
Someone
try to
had
get
like
rid of those.
quarter stick of dynamite right out front. You remember that?
Yeah,
night?
dude, this shit was wild.
You guys hit the deck?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
Mikey was out front on the steps.
Damn, I wish I'd probably have been on the deck.
Well, dude, it literally sounded like it was right outside the window.
I saw a flash.
It's like somebody threw it.
Yeah, there was a flash and all that.
It's the CIA. That was a flash grenade.
Yeah, they like
talking that shit.
That black shit, yeah.
She's talking that shit.
Yeah, man. You never know, dude. Like, especially, obviously, this shit goes on the internet, so whatever the fuck we say is lamented as soon as it fucking hits, you know?
Yeah. AI.
Well, that algorithm shit's no joke, too. They like YouTube, all of them do it now. It's like they basically scan your entire shit, make sure there's nothing fucking branded, or, you know, like say if I played a song or some shit. I can play the instrumentals, I think.
You have to post that you don't have the rights to the music in order to play any of it.
Yeah, so do.
Come on, you know I don't.
Right.
Stop.
This shit is Cardi B. You know what I mean? Like,
that's how I'm gonna start next episode off.
Yeah.
Cardi B.
Cardi B, nice.
Yeah. Alright, so let's get into some other shit, man. Fucking, alright, so Epstein Maxwell update. What do you guys think? Because, basically right now we're still at a standstill. Ghislaine Maxwell's still trying to get out of fucking jail. They're still covering shit up. We're still seeing more pedophiles being exposed, or Danny Masterson's the fucking, who was another person that just came out, or not just came out, not Seth fucking Rogen, James Franco.
Yep, Franco.
They're fucking
roasted.
frying Franco right now, dude.
What did he say?
Well, he didn't say anything, bro, but he's been, Seth Rogen came out. Well, his best friend came out and said, I'll never fucking work with that dude ever again. Yep. He's a sexual fucking deviant mother. Basically, they basically said that they had fired a chick because she wouldn't sleep with him, and then when she, refused and, quit, they tried to offer her a higher position or role in the movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To just try to get her to shut the fuck up. But not only that, but this is going back before the Me Too movement. When he was wearing the pin for the Me Too movement.
Oh, he was repping.
He was repping, dude. And one of the chicks came out and was like, "What the fuck? You're the biggest piece of shit."
He's grabbing ass at Me Too.
Yeah,
movements and shit. What's up, sweetie?
Right. So, but we're seeing more and more people. Same thing with Masterson. Masterson's accused of what? Rape? He's accused of raping fucking
couple times.
More than one woman. Don't know how many, but definitely more than one.
He was most recently on The Ranch, Netflix, with pretty much all the people from that '70s show.
Yeah,
and he ended up getting cut out after season 2, and he, apparently this was an old thing that somebody had already accused him of, and then it got kind of put out of court or some shit, and then it came back.
Yeah,
and all that.
I think when more than one come out, it's crazy, man. Because one is crazy,
right.
But to have multiple women, especially the Deshaun Watson shit going on, with all the massage shit, and then you have Robert Kraft soliciting a prostitute in a massage parlor. You have Danny Masterson. You have fucking dude. This
John Travolta has been doing it for years at massage parlors.
Oh really?
Yeah, apparently. No, apparently it's
a
lot weirder than
knowledge.
Well, no, I saw that. I read it somewhere.
A little bit of face off.
Come here, sweetie.
No, I read that this dude. I read that this dude gets men to massage him at a massage parlor, and then he'll pull the blanket off, wink his ass at him, fucking dead ass, puckers up his ass and pushes his ass in the air, and grabs a hold of these dudes' dick as they're walking by him to rub them.
Allegedly.
7 times.
It's the same.
7 times. Fucking John, man. So he's grabbing my shit.
He wanted to work at the Church of Scientology at fucking Edwin's house.
Yeah, dude, weird.
The squirrel busters or whatever the fuck they call themselves.
Yeah, really? Yeah, they're weird.
They have a whole if you leave Scientology and you speak out against them, I think they're called squirrel busters or something. They just come and basically torture you. They will follow you around, film you,
chase you and shit.
When you would just be walking down the street, you get a piece of pizza, and they'll hop out of the car and just film you and talk shit.
They did it to what is it? I don't want to misquote his name. Miscavige, I think his name is.
Oh,
right?
Miscavige?
Yeah, Miscavige.
He's the head of it,
right? Right. But
his wife hasn't been seen in 9 years or some shit.
Years. Yeah. Y'all, Leah
didn't go to Tom Cruise's wedding. I think it was one of the biggest Scientology.
Yeah, Leah Remini was trying for years to she was she was filing missing persons fucking shit in LA County, bro, because this lady, his wife,
they think she's just
seen in 10 years
out on the sea.
Nothing, nobody's heard from her. Or some ranch in fucking Arizona or some shit.
They have the spot that's basically like the jail, the Scientology jail in Northern California.
Really? Yeah. Scientology's crazy, bro.
Yeah,
but how can they have a jail?
Well, because these people, it's a cult,
but it is.
It's a fucking cult.
Yeah, it doesn't have bars and stuff. You're just so indoctrinated that if you get sent there, that's your job. But you're literally in jail. You have a room. You're in jail.
Where are you going to go anyway, right?
The whole place is fenced in. There's cameras everywhere. It's crazy. They have their own security.
Send the kids too, right? If you're a badass teenager.
Well, isn't it a tier system where you become a wizard and
you just keep paying?
Yeah.
The more money you have, the higher you go.
Audits.
I did an assessment.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
I tried one time and the guy wouldn't do it. I called up the Scientology Center in Albany because I was I want an e-reading or whatever they're called.
Yeah,
and the guy was just after talking to me 5 minutes, he's like, I don't think it's for you. So I think he knew I was
hey buddy,
yeah.
Dick.
But I was serious. I was I kind of
we're gonna tell all our secrets.
Yeah. You got it in Albany?
No, Cohoes. Had the one on Remsen Street, and I went.
Really? I had no idea there was one there.
Yeah, on the second floor.
What?
They do. You're right. They have that little spot up there, down towards the music hall or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Wow, I forgot all about that.
It looks closed all the time.
Yep.
It's weird. Man.
Yeah, definitely.
So you go in.
I met with this counselor, and he he had all of these questions to ask me about just life.
Right.
And he was kind of like supposedly reading my energy.
Stop.
While he was interviewing me.
So he was like level Omega or something?
We think we could bring you into the testing room now.
Oh,
like,
no.
This dude's like, geeky dude. So I go back into the testing room, and they sit me there. I'm getting ready to take this test. And then...
Is that the one where they put the metal, like the e-reader or whatever it is, the metal rods?
And then it gives you your course. Your reading gives you your course in Scientology.
Oh, wow.
You have to
this is an audit.
Yeah, it's an audit.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what they call it.
Yes, it's the audit room. Yes.
Yeah. Bro, that's crazy.
You get audited.
The only reason I know is because I'm such a weirdo and I dive into this shit. Like, I
what
told
are
you,
they, dowsing rods?
And what
no, they're like little cans, bro.
They're hooked up to...
And they're supposed to say, like, how you are in your life and where you need to be and what, you know what I mean? This is how they sell the shit. It's like basically their meter reads.
Meter, yeah. And it reads pulses or something.
Yeah. Probably doesn't read shit.
Exactly.
It's smoke and mirrors.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that's how they get people because they're like, oh man, we could really fucking help you. You ever met Tom Cruise?
Yeah, they did. So I take the test, and then dude's like pulls out like 10 bucks, and he's like, "Are you ready to get started?"
Give me a grand.
It's like $8,500, but you can pay for it in 3 increments.
Three?
I'm like,
you can't even get you can't even finance it?
Dude, it was like, I'm like, come on, bro.
And now
you're talking all this bullshit to me?
Level 1.
Yeah.
You're fucking level 1.
And then you get me right in front, and then, well, I guess that's a good test, because you know if you got a psycho on your hand, like, this dude's down. Right. But he was also like, there's a lot of high net worth people.
Yeah, for sure.
They have money, it was like offering connections that were like...
It's full of shit, because from what everybody says is like when whatever you do, the money goes to the church, period.
Yeah. Well, I don't think all of it goes.
Well, not 100%, but you're
attached to it. You sign
unless
away
you
your
are
shit.
in the celebrity center or somebody like Tom Cruise or somebody that can offer something. You're living how they're telling you. You're not going to be like, I want to buy this house. No, you're living here in this community with this. This is your job.
But this
is what you're paying.
For somebody like Irv, like an entrepreneur, they would be like, yo, look, I can plug you in with this guy. I can plug you in with this guy. It's all Scientology. It's not like you ain't got to worry about strangers.
It wasn't even a question when you went to the person. That's how I felt.
When he paid that $8,500, there would be another $8,500
later on for the next
couple months later, like, oh, well, we got you that one deal for that. Yeah, we got you that one deal for talk to that one guy who might help you out. So, just think what happens when you get to the next level. But this guy only works with people who are,
Well, that's cool that you had that experience.
Yes, that's weird.
So they told you what? So it was $8,500. You think if you had the $8,500, you did it? Like say balling out of control, right? $8,500 is a lot, obviously.
I might have did it. All right. I might have did it.
Well, that's what I mean. It's
in a sense to pay to play.
Yeah, well, right. But that's life.
Not today, though.
But speaking of it's like Scientology, that's why the Danny Masterson thing is so crazy, is because the Church of Scientology is trying to cover it up. Like they tried to keep it all in house, right? All of his victims were Scientologists.
He's got a lot of bodies.
I think more than 4.
Let me Google it. I'll Google it.
I thought it was like more than 4 women, but I could be wrong. But
they protect all of these guys, man.
No, every single one of them.
Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis came out saying it when he got kicked off the ranch like a year and a half ago. Oh, he's been our best friend for years. We don't believe this.
Really?
Yeah.
Who's that?
Mila Kunis and Ashton
Kutcher. And the thing was, like, the women that he allegedly did it to were Scientologists, so that's why...
3 rape charges.
Yeah, that's why it's such a big deal, because this is the first time they're ever going to actually enter evidence into court.
Yeah, like their investigators handle everything.
Right, yeah. But this is... And this judge is allowing evidence from Scientology in there, so like the church is really worried right now that they're going to be
who do they have to kill?
Right,
everybody.
Well, I don't know. Whatever they did, they have to have some connections to be able to. I mean, they went through a lot to become a 501c3 or whatever to be tax free, to be tax exempt.
Yeah.
And they somehow pulled that off. Like how I do not know.
What's the founder's name?
L. Ron Hubbard.
That dude was a beast.
L. Ron Hubbard.
He was crazy.
He was a science fiction writer.
L. Ron Hubbard.
He was a literal science fiction writer.
He was way more than that. He was connected to Aleister Crowley and the OTO, and crazy into the occult, and crazy into the esoteric.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying he wasn't. I'm just saying he was
crazy into like Sumerian study. The dude was but a lot of geniuses are nuts.
Yeah, listen. If
he was a mad
look
genius.
look at the established organization. You know what I mean? You created Scientology. Like I said, real quick, when I was in LA, it's like a city inside of a city. It's it's called the L. Ron Hubbard Way, and all you see is straight blue buildings, bro. And the Celebrity Center, you see the fucking all of their apartments. There's security walking around everywhere. It's I'll show you some pictures after the podcast, dude. Yeah. It's pretty fucking crazy. Like, it's weird to me. It's like, damn, it's kind of weird. Like, they got their own little restaurants. They got it was cool.
They got money.
They got a ton of money. What was it?
There's Clearwater. I'm telling you, if you're ever near Clearwater, just take a drive through it for something to do, because it is so fucking eerie. You see the buses, because most of if you're just an average or low level, whatever, Scientology, you see the buses, just plain colored buses all over the place, stopping here and there, people getting off, all dressed the same. It's robotic. It's crazy. And the center there, I mean, could pull up a picture. It wouldn't do anything over the air here. It's unreal. It's as big as you can see on both sides of the street, and they have multiple walkways that go over the street. And you're driving through Clearwater, Florida. Okay. That's the center of Scientology in the world. And I don't quote me. I guess I could look it up if I should, but I think they own 20% of the property in Clearwater, or something crazy. So you're driving down these streets, and all these buildings look like storefronts or businesses, and they have painted, well done, well kept buildings. And you drive by and they're empty. They're just buildings that the Church of Scientology owns.
It's like North Korea.
Literally, just like that. Yeah. But not in North Korea, they're like fake buildings. It's like Storytown or something when you go to the amusement park. These are actual buildings that they bought, and you could move in ready to have a business in there, but they just don't. They just own it.
That's crazy. Clearwater.
Yeah, Clearwater, Florida. I don't know why they chose that as the center, or just it kind of
evolved. Just blew up there.
Blew up.
Yeah, it's known in Scientology as the center.
Well, yeah, and Leah Remini's book, she said she was sent to work there when she was young, 14 to 16 or some shit. She was basically sent there to work long-ass hours a day, cleaning pools, doing, you know what I mean? Basically fucking serving the higher Scientology members and getting paid very little.
If you have no money, is there any way, do you think, to even progress, or is it strictly a status, money,
you have to have
connection,
money.
control?
You have to have money. So, if Irv would have gotten past that level...
Just a side note, I'm trying to... I put it into Google on my laptop, which I've never even checked before, but it said I put in how much, and it instantly came up of Clearwater does Scientology own.
Shit's listening.
Yeah, but I haven't even opened an article yet, but the first one that comes up is Scientology buys most of downtown Clearwater, Florida, CNN article.
Thank you. Yeah, that's wild, dude. It's think about that. If they own that much property there.
185 properties and over 101 acres in Clearwater, and that's in 2019.
How much? Say that one more time.
185 properties and over 101 acres. And that's from 2019. And they just keep snatching up.
Yeah, of course.
Clearwater ain't that big. I've been there, and
it's their city.
It's a city,
essentially.
Right? It's a city, but 101 acres that's a lot of property anywhere in a residential kind of area,
Oh, yeah, no question. But, it's so crazy that was, the cult that fucking blew up. And it was oh, yeah, what they did is they got the celebrities. They got into Hollywood. They started all right, let's get into Hollywood. We gotta get some faces. And then, okay, yeah. You want Tom Cruise's wedding? You want to be Tom Cruise's wife? Yeah, dude. There was rumors that when he broke up with what's her face, what was her name? Katie Holmes.
He had like a scout bring him women until
he
he decided the one that he was going to marry.
Nicole Kidman left him was because she didn't want to fuck with the church.
Whack down.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, remember Eyes Wide Shut? Did you ever see that? That was him and Kidman.
Yeah. Freaky ass movie. Weird. But legit.
Stanley Kubrick.
Yeah.
It was a Stanley Kubrick movie, and that's what they say may have got him off.
Really? Eyes Wide Shut?
Showing
he started exposing a little bit too much when it comes to that. He did Space Odyssey 2001, right? He did like Hal. Hal was the robot in there, HAL, and then that's like IBM. They just went up. They went down one letter from I to H, A, like B to A, M. They went down one letter, so HAL was really IBM. Like Kubrick. Supposedly, I mean, I don't know. He did Clockwork Orange, right? Didn't he do that all? I mean, Kubrick
is a weirdo.
And supposedly, like the one conspiracy theory, if people who believe that the moon landing was filmed in Arizona and this and that, or some set out at Lookout Mountain in Laurel Canyon, people think Kubrick's the one who directed all of it.
Oh shit!
I mean, that's one conspiracy theory about the moon landing is. Obviously, it was filmed and staged.
Yeah.
But Kubrick is allegedly,
the guy
who filmed it.
I mean, anything's possible, bro.
There's another theory about somewhere in the Grand Canyon, because there's a lot of the Grand Canyon that
the Egyptian shit.
Yeah, that we're not allowed to see. Like the general public isn't allowed to see a lot of miles and miles of it. And pilots and stuff have said that they've seen things there that aren't on maps. And
I can't remember the name of the guy that the first explorer was at. This was actually a Smithsonian cover-up. Me and Chad have spoken about this before.
They say there's a sphinx there, don't they?
Well, Sphinxter? There was a guy that was, I can't remember the name of the explorer, but he was basically like boating down the river, like just kind of surveying the canyon, and noticed a cave like a ways up, and fucking somehow got in there. And discovered a bunch of Egyptian artifacts. And he took it to the Smithsonian. He was like, I'm going to go back, tell the Smithsonian. And they came back and like, no, cordoned it off. Because they didn't want to think about it. It doesn't fit with the narrative of history. You know what I mean? Because if it was
everything.
It changes everything. So if the Egyptians were here and when, who knows, they set that up, like, shit, that's long before
Christopher Columbus.
Well, right. Well,
probably even Leif Erikson is the guy who seen it, got here first,
right?
Before Columbus there.
I don't know.
Wasn't it Leif Erikson? He hit like
the Viking.
Yeah, he hit that island off of Canada.
Up north,
Newfoundland.
Yes. Nova Scotia. Yeah. In any event, either way, it changes the narrative. And when I talk to,
let alone all the millions of people that were already here.
Well, when
it wasn't like this was a desolate land.
Yeah, when I talked to Scott Walter, he was saying that he's like, you're fighting a system that's on a narrative. Like, I was so surprised with that dude was saying. He was like saying some shit, like,
right?
Fuck the system, And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, well, it's like cool.
Like with
Mr. Channel we work for. He's part of the old anarchy group,
right? but he researches it and he sees it hands on. And he's like, dude, this shit's fucked up. Like this, the history's right here in front of us, and it's wrong.
It's wrong.
And this is what they're pushing the kids to.
Our whole shit's built on a lie. It sucks.
Well, the problem is if you go deep enough and far enough back and read, you can see it. It's just not put publicly for us to just look at.
Well, I was saying it to somebody the other day how like literally our entire life is based on the Bible. Like it's like everything, our calendar, our fucking time, not time system, that's a little different, but at the same time, like everything. Like you talk about oh shit, now I lost my train of thought. Fucking marijuana.
Everything is based on the Bible and how everything that our life revolves around. I have to agree with you. Yeah. Our holidays, our religion,
everything.
Everything is based around
God we trust, and you know what I mean.
Money,
like, it's just everywhere. If you go,
our country
motto. You go through Troy right now, I bet you there's 150 churches in Troy, And, like, some of them are closed down, some of them aren't
shells of their former self.
Right. But that just goes to show how much of an influence and a hold that religion had on society. You know?
Remnants of a former time.
It's strong.
It's no more now.
Right?
No, it's breaking down. There's a lot of people waking up, and I love it.
Too many people are forced to question their everyday existence just based on what they see every day online. You're seeing other people's fake, made-up lives.
Well, that's a real issue. That's a real issue these days. It's like people really got to validate themselves and not put themselves up towards. If I compared this podcast to the Joe Rogan podcast, dude, I'd be like fucking a retard. Sure, do I have aspirations for it? But
everybody, most people.
I'm not gonna be like, all right, dude, I'm gonna fucking be able to punch out fucking 8 episodes a week and then fucking like that's crazy.
Still provide for a family and do all that stuff. I mean, like he's doing that.
Yeah,
as a living,
a full-time
that's
job.
his living.
But it's just a comparison.
No, I don't understand. Yeah, it's dedication and time, and you got to put the hours in, and you have many less hours in the day than someone like him. And then on top of all that, I mean, not even him, other podcasters, other people. Yeah.
I do it to talk to my friends.
They walk in ready to go, like,
and figure out shit ourselves. Like it's fun as fuck to sit here and talk about these fucking.
But for you to do a podcast, you're putting like, say you do an hour-long podcast, what you record, you're putting 5-6 hours yourself into a 1 hour or 2 hour podcast. With editing and setting up this or that. These other people that have, like, when you get to that point, they just walk in, put the headphones on, go to the microphone, and then leave, and then someone else puts it, you know what I mean?
So that's like, another thing that kind of hinders me is the having to be mobile, you know? So it's like right now, like having a studio was great because it was just like, all right, show up at the studio and we rock it out, you know? Now it's like, I got to pick my shit up, go set it up.
Studio is definitely dope.
But either way, you know, whatever. Fucking, but dude, still, there's so much shit going on. Oh my God, everybody's quitting. I got fucking bad blunts.
Smoke that shit with you, bro. We'll go to the Lonely Bin together.
We're fucking on our way, buddy. Let me tell you. All right, so some recent shit. Now, did you guys see that dude, Christopher Sign, the one that broke that story about Bill Clinton meeting Loretta Lynch on fucking tarmac right before the 2016 election? All right, so there's this dude. He's a journalist. His name was Christopher Sign. For anybody listening, he broke a story back in 2016, back in 2016 about Bill Clinton meeting then Attorney General Loretta Lynch when his wife Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, he committed suicide, right? Recently.
Oh, yeah, allegedly. Like, I mean,
no, allegedly. That's what they said. That's what they said. It's classified as a suicide, so it's not allegedly anymore.
Well, right. No, for sure. But it was crazy to me.
Another one to the body count.
That's what I'm saying. It was another one to the Clinton body count. And it's like, Hillary was running for president at the time. Her emails and the private servers were in question. She fucked up. Who was it? James Comey even said it, like she should be prosecuted and put in jail, but we're not going to do that. And
that was crazy.
It's wild. She got people killed, bro.
That should have never happened.
She got people killed, dude. Benghazi was a shit show.
Libya.
Yeah.
We came. We saw. He died.
Oh my God.
Fuck Gaddafi. Fuck you.
No. Straight craziness, bro.
Yeah.
But it's just, this guy, he was like fucking healthy, you know, had a family. He was like he played for like Alabama or some shit, so he was like tied into football. Huge anchor down there, and he just up and commits suicide. It's just kind of weird, but there was evidence saying that he was like telling his superiors, like, yo, my life has been hell.
What about that woman who was live on one of like the local Fox news stations within the last couple of weeks, and they went to her live. I think she was like a weather reporter or something. She's just like, hey, thanks for... And she just came out and started going on this rant. She's like, I've been stifled by Fox. And
I haven't seen
that.
I didn't
really?
even see that.
Oh, my God, I can't remember her name. I'm going to have to look it up right now. I just saw it like within the last couple of weeks. They went to her live, and she just was like, they're lying to you. We're being stifled. These stories are being buried.
Yeah.
That was on NBC.
Was it? I thought she was a Fox reporter.
Yeah, look it up. But in any event, doesn't matter. They're fucking.
Nah, that was epic.
What about
She should have.
I gotta hear.
What about
this
this McAfee bullshit?
Oh, we're gonna get into that in a second. Yeah, for sure. Let's hear what this says.
Ivory Hecker.
And what is it?
She was a Fox reporter. Ivory Hecker, Hecker.
And now this was live on television.
Yeah, they went to her live, and I mean, I don't know. I watched the video once, but they went to her live. And she just did like a normal report, but she basically was just like, "Thank you," and I just want to let you know that they're lying to you about this, and I've been stifled. They bury stories, like went on this rant basically, where she just could say as much as she could. And before she knew they were going to go back to the studio.
Oh, shit.
And now she's been on all kinds of, doing all kinds of interviews. And
doing the run.
All
doing
over
the circuit.
social. Yeah, doing the circuit. She's on social media, all that shit right now.
She's on the
But
social
it was cool.
circuit.
I mean, could be
well, do you think you are right? Do you think that's like real? Like she's, or do you think she's like a plant?
She's hot.
That's cool. That's dope. Yeah. No, well,
so she must be able to be trusted.
But this is another thing that's going to segue into the John McAfee thing. So, I had John McAfee on the list because this is relatively recent. This just happened. I think it was last Saturday. He allegedly lost in court that Friday that he was going to be extradited back to the United States and allegedly hung it up.
Did you see that on his official Instagram account?
The Q.
Yeah. Posted the picture.
Somebody said it was like an epic shit, like posthumous shit posting.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, but it's pretty funny. No matter what, I hope it. Either way, that's a McAfee ultimate troll and the best thing. So he had somebody if they kill me or if I kill myself, whatever happened, he's like, yeah. Put this shit up just
people. You don't even have to do that, bro. You can schedule a post. So you can schedule a post.
Ultimate troll. Got the Libertarian nomination one year. He was official.
Right. So, he did it live. He's like
to get shat on.
Bitcoin's going to $1 million.
Yeah.
I guarantee you.
Or
I eat my dick live on TV.
Yeah, eat his dick. But people were saying he was crazy when he said it would go to 1,000. And then when he said it would go to 20,000, they were just like, "You're out of your fucking mind." He's like, "It's not going to go."
He carried it for 3 years. He was kind of the kingmaker. If he co-signed your coin, he was doing numbers. That's what he got in trouble for.
Yeah, that's why they don't like him.
Manipulating.
So I was buying coins that he was promoting. Oh shit, he's fucking with it. We know money's gonna come in it, but then they'll be pumping dumps. They'll take the money and then everything goes to zero and shit. And then they start a new one. So they were doing that shit, and it's damn, bro,
crushing dudes.
We working people trying to get ahead, bro.
And then it got to the point where allegedly, the tax evasion stuff, he was being paid as a consultant, collecting all this money, basically just to promote because they knew if he promoted it.
Yeah, Cash was like, "Here's $100 grand, promote my coin." Yep. You know what I mean? Or here's whatever.
Yep.
Dude lived in international waters for 2 years on a boat.
Yeah,
dude.
Helicopter shit into him.
Even when he got arrested in South America, they were trying to extradite him to America.
The murder, and he faked. I watched that 2020 now.
Dude faked a heart attack.
He did?
Yeah, they literally, he's at the airport. They're extraditing him from South America, and he fakes a heart attack. And they're like, people are standing around just come on, dude. And they're like, well, I guess we gotta take it serious. He's laying there limp, acting like he's having a heart attack.
He's fucking dying.
Fell right out of the chair where he's being interrogated.
That's gangster.
Oh my god, the shit he was doing.
Zero chill.
No matter what, you have to watch Gringo in Belize. The documentary Gringo in Belize about John McAfee.
I'll have to check it out.
It's fucking awesome. He started a yoga retreat out in Colorado.
Let's reverse. Let's reverse a little bit. So, for anybody listening that doesn't know who John McAfee is, he initially started McAfee Antivirus.
Yeah.
That's where he started. He got his start or whatever, and then years later he left the company. Whatever.
Shit's still on. Sold it. Shit's still on my computer.
Yeah. Well,
they kept his name.
He said he was trying to fight it. They were trying to. Well, he tried for years to get his name off of it. When I was reading up on him, man, he said that they were trying for years to get his name off of it, but it was too, that was their marketable fucking thing. You know what I mean? So they fought with him and shit.
He's having yoga retreats at this crazy spot he had in Colorado, just banging.
Yeah, well, he was doing
chicks and having fun.
Down in Belize, he was he got arrested or charged with, what was he? He was manufacturing drugs. He was I don't know what he was making. But
he's done everything.
He might be the most interesting man.
The real guy.
He's in the running. Everything.
But anyway, so why do you think he would be suicided if he was?
Well, he said he would never kill himself. He said
supposedly
many
he had
times.
this tweet 30 terabytes of documented information, whatever that means, and no one really knows where that is because they think he has some hidden hard drive or whatever with a bunch of crypto.
He's cute.
A bunch of crypto wallets and 30 terabytes. So, and not to mention that I don't know how
crazy would that
I don't know how to track. I don't know. Well, that's why it's
and they found out.
That's why it's cool that the shit was posted after. And I'm not into the Q stuff, but it is kind of cool and it's the ultimate troll. But you see that the supposedly that military jet left Madrid within hours of him dying and came to the United States, a military jet, and then that building that collapsed in Florida.
No.
Supposedly he owned property in there. That stuff I just read in passing today at work.
Crazy.
But that's what I saw. That's something that I can't cite, but I did see it a few times today, just in scrolls at work.
Sinkhole just fucking takes out.
Yeah.
Is that what they said it was? A sinkhole?
But and they were also doing construction on the roof. I saw too. They were doing construction on the roof, but no, that shit came down in the middle.
Well, it looked like it was a controlled demolition.
And not to mention they let that bomb off underwater off the coast a couple days before that. Is that making buildings fall down?
That's on the list too. Speaking of which, I saved the article.
But we talked about the marine life shit. Fell down.
We talked about the marine life shit. I got an article for you because the Navy planned for a certain amount of marine deaths.
They did say that.
Oh yeah,
cannon fire.
They said they scanned it and made sure there was no
migratory paths and shit. No, they really did.
Man, that's some
minimal. How crazy is that, dude? That they let this. I'm not sure where they did it with the Gerald Ford, but they detonated a 40,000-pound bomb off the coast in the Atlantic Ocean. Right, allegedly testing the super carrier, the Gerald Ford, and how crazy would that be if it sent a shockwave like that? But
I wouldn't be surprised.
What
they said was a 3.9 magnitude earthquake.
Yeah. Well, think about the density of the core of our planet.
But that's what causes tsunamis.
Right. Well, when you have something that mighty, you know what I mean? It's going to reverberate off of that core and come back.
Oh.
Right? The geo manipulating, creating storms.
Well, what are you blowing shit off like that for?
Well, all right, so
we don't have enough weapons to blow up the Earth 500 million fucking times.
Well, on the face of it, the Navy says that they're testing an aircraft, the new super carriers. So, that's what the official fucking narrative is.
If you
Do I believe that? No fucking way.
Every other country in the world's aircraft carriers, they don't have a leader.
No, of course not.
Every country in the world, China, everybody. Combine every aircraft carrier in the world, there's not as many as we have.
Well, any war is going to be aerial next.
But you still got to get those ships out into the ocean, and it's an intimidation factor, and two, that's a good one. Two, you get
the mortars out there.
Get the drones flying off of there.
The article I read today that I was going to send to you about the marine life was that was one of the first things we had brought up was did they even fucking care what they were going to kill in there, and they didn't. So basically they issue a statement and they say that they had planned for up to 20 kilometers of any animal being deaf for sure. Deaf.
You can drop a M80 in the fucking lake and you're going to kill some
anything
fish.
within 5 to 10 dead, and any mammals. So anything that was in the water. Right there.
I would say
even killed a mermaid.
Yeah.
For a while. The only one. Motherfucker.
Alright.
Just happened to be swimming by.
Dude, fucking
Tits
wild.
out.
They killed the last remaining mermaid.
You know what's crazy too is them fucking sailors that were so fucked up on the boat, water, like hot sun, fucking weeks, hallucinating mermaids.
Yeah.
Or it was acid.
Right?
Yeah, I thought it was, thought they was testing some shit for the UAPs.
You think so?
Because like that shit.
Because underwater, they've been coming
Commander
that up.
Fravor saw was right below the surface. And that bomb was just straight surface. Like, if you wanna go down as a UAP and sit at your sweet spot, and they know where they are, where they're dropping to. It's like, bang, bang.
And that was like controlled explosion for sure.
That's where all the sightings are happening.
And all these
dude, you know
plates and all these plates that meet in the Atlantic Ocean, and I think like Mariana's Trench and all this stuff.
Yeah, what the fuck are you doing?
Wait, yeah, you could literally. I mean, you're dropping these big bombs. We're dropping these bombs underwater where like,
they're gonna wake
the
shit
plates
up,
that could shift the entire Earth are.
Yeah,
fucking nuts.
And
well,
look,
that's where they all are.
It's
like a big seam that goes around the Earth like a baseball.
Well, that's how.
And
that big ass super volcano in Yellowstone, that thing's bound to go off. It's already years past due.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
and that thing will take our whole country.
Volcanoes that are fucking wild. Oh my god, Krakatoa, fucking dude.
Well, this one's one of the flat ones.
Can blow its fucking top again.
Right.
Like,
see, this one at Yellowstone will take out our entire continent.
Well, yeah, no question.
Yeah.
Dude, anything that's gonna put enough ash into the atmosphere and block out the sun is gonna cause a fucking nuclear winter. And
oh yeah, what was the one that erupted in like 79 or 80 out in Washington?
Mount St. Helens.
Yeah, St. Helens. They found ash from Mount St. Helens like in Boston.
So I know somebody that was on a plane a month and a half later, and there was still ash coming down regularly.
That shit's like in the air now. That's like fucking monster. Yeah. That's it. But again, I don't know if it like setting it off in the fucking Atlantic Ocean might have did it, but at the same time, because Yellowstone's pretty far up. I'm not saying it's not. Yeah, it's not possible because earthquakes are earthquakes.
Yeah.
It is
right, and on fault lines, when you create big shock like that, who knows where that comes back? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, dude, there's so many things that they do. Like there's like I was just saying to chat, the HARP theories. Like they take sonic pulses, right, and they either like shoot them up into the atmosphere
or down into the ground,
create storms, or down in the ground. That Philippine, remember the tsunami that hit the Philippines a while back? I think it was like 2014 or some shit. Excuse me if I quote it wrong. But at the same time, they think that was like a generated tsunami. There's conspiracies that like that they were fucking with the atmosphere or sending like sonic impulses into into the earth. I don't even think they thought faults. I think it was just like sending it into an earth at a certain spot,
right,
and creating a.
Well, I mean, let's be real here.
Like,
California is going to fall off.
It's like displacing water. So like, if you displace the water, you know what I mean? So it's like, all right, you take the bomb, and now the water's displaced. It's got to go somewhere. Like, the energy's going fucking somewhere.
Right.
So, but there's that theory also. But who knows?
You could probably throw off the polarity of the planet with a big enough bomb, because when you displace a certain amount of water, maybe, you know what I mean? Like, that's going to cause tidal issues.
I think
that'll throw off the ebb and the flow of, like, you know what I mean? The magnetic pull in the water, I feel like, maybe.
Well, I think if on a larger scale, maybe like a meteor, like a certain size meteor or something like that, yeah, for sure. But maybe, like, I don't know if, like, maybe a nuclear bomb.
But that's what I'm saying. I mean? Eventually, these dudes are going to get so cocky and arrogant with what they're building for no fucking reason, you know? It's going to be cataclysmic for us, you know? Yeah, it's already cataclysmic for us.
They got to change, man. Stay on the same course.
No, but if it were us controlling it, we wouldn't need to. You know what I mean?
It sucks, man, because power
does something to you. Yeah.
Power, what is it? Absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Power corrupts absolutely.
Yeah. So it's insane, man. But this is like where we're at, and this is why, like, I think they label a lot of this shit like threats. Like, oh, okay, because we got to spend all this money on a black budget.
Yeah.
Man. We got to be ahead of our enemies. We got to be fucking superior. And then we detonate bombs, kill a bunch of animals in the ocean.
Right.
Just to see if the fucking super carrier is going to tip over.
I was just reading something the other day.
It's crazy.
I was reading about how much they're spending on reviving certain extinct animals. The woolly rhinoceros.
Woolly mammoth?
No, the woolly rhinoceros. Yeah, they're trying to bring that back. They've already spent like $7 or $8 million, and that's up.
$7 or $8 million? That seems cheap.
That's worthy money.
Apparently not in genetics, because I was looking through all these different things that they were spending money on, and they're really. I mean, $4 or $5 million is like one of the higher ones that they're spending on genetic testing.
I remember
from Harvard and Berkeley and all that shit. You know,
I remember seeing within the last few years, Russia was thinking about bringing back the woolly mammoth, out to parts of like Siberia and shit.
Yeah, up near the permafrost.
And they think they have some reason for it, but that's like a whole other can of worms. Right. Well, I was gonna say, like the woolly mammoth, I don't know.
They were aggressive, weren't they?
Not even that. They really weren't. No. Cool climate animals.
Like, I don't know anybody.
They didn't have fur. They had hair.
Like, so who knows?
And like, I don't know. Woolly mammoth, to me, is one of those things that always has just really fucked up evolution, the periodic table and all that stuff to me, because like, wait, you're woolly mammoth. Something happened on the Earth to like, they have found fully frozen woolly mammoths that have. Yeah. Well, I'm talking about like the North Pole and high up, that were frozen solid instantly, still chewing fucking food.
Well, I relate that to. Well, there's a lot of them, dude. What was the other thing that they just found in amber, or it was an amber or ice?
Yeah. But also, we're talking about the North Pole, and they're chewing like grass. So
warm. But this is what.
Obviously, it was not a cold climate up there.
Well, I was going to say to Kenny before when he was saying with the sonic pulses to the Earth, there's always obviously there's the like a theory of a pole reversal. That's a popular theory because they think that like Antarctica was once tropical. They have like lakes and shit, all kinds of other shit down underneath the what was it? Russia was diving down into Antarctica allegedly and found like Vostok or some shit like that, and allegedly there was all kinds of fauna and plants and fucking like 2 miles under the ice.
Yeah,
like a whole ecosystem down there underground.
Probably still thriving.
Well, a lot of the older maps, like what was
I just think a pole reversal would be so dramatic that there would just be so many signs of it. I've never really bought into the pole reversal or like the clashing of planets and switching the.
I don't think
spin
that. I would think pole reversal. I think an instant.
Two planets are traveling through space. They're gonna blow up.
So what would flash froze? What would flash freeze? Cryogenically freeze, basically, a fucking woolly mammoth.
That's the question.
What would freeze that shit?
Earth. It's like
that's what I'm saying.
A rotation,
or like the firmament, for lack of a better word, or something in the atmosphere. All you need to, you see what it is. A plane flies too high, it's gonna the plane will freeze instantly, and you'll fucking get ice. And no matter where you are in the world, you go up keep going up and up. Who knows? I mean, take one little chemical reaction on Earth, and that becomes your entire atmosphere, everything. Because you have an ice age instantly.
But how much?
And then it melts real quickly, and you have these great floods that every culture throughout history has. And you're in this tropical, lush paradise because you have these great floods, and you're starting again from scratch. And I don't know, you probably have some good compost mixed in there because all that other shit is cryogenically frozen, basically.
I mean, it's possible, man, for sure. You know, like anything's possible. I think there's probably evidence somewhere. We just don't have it yet.
Someone got him.
Yeah, man.
Dude, shit's fucking nuts. Like, just a flash fly. That's a big mammal, dude. That's a big mammal to be fucking just frozen.
Well, that's what I mean. I watched the documentary.
Chewing. Done. You're frozen.
I watched a documentary where a guy talked about it. That's where I heard the example. And the dude who was talking about it said he said he called up like all kinds of scientists and everything, and he was like, "What would it take?" And I can't remember, this was 20 years ago. I watched this literally 20 years ago, but he called up all these places and they're like, "Oh, what would it take to be able to basically cryogenically freeze an elephant instantly?" And they're like, "There's nothing we have that with any technology or any type of freezer or any type of anything we could do it."
Right.
Let alone with undigested food in the stomach. And
that has to happen instantly.
Yeah. And I mean, look at You said
movie shit.
If a meteor hits the planet, that's likely.
All the bodies that are on Mount Everest, they just freeze and they're preserved.
Did you see that it's melting, dude?
Yeah, now they're finding all this garbage in fucking human bodies.
Human bodies.
We're on Mount Everest. They're finding human bodies.
It's starting to melt. Well, no, it was starting to melt, dude. Like,
well, Everest is so high that if you get to a certain point,
they can't come
yeah,
at
it's
you.
like either sorry, man, love you.
It's now just like the body.
Love you, man. If I stop to help you, we're both dead, or I just keep you make that agreement before you go up. I think.
Yeah.
Don't try to save me, man, because you're both dead. Like you get to a certain elevation, and
for real, they were finding limbs. They were finding all kinds of crazy shit.
So there's you can look up. I think it's
garbage too.
Ski boots, man, or neon green boots,
man,
or something like.
Right?
He's like the famous guy because his
he was there.
Ski boots are sticking out of like their 80s neon ski boots or hiking boots or some shit, and they're sticking out from like the side of the cliff. So it's like now it's a marker on it's a marker on the path. It's like, oh, there's Game Movie, man.
A dead frozen body is a tourist attraction.
Everest isn't for the faint at heart, dude.
No.
Everest
Why would you
Everest
do
is
it?
a different animal, dude.
I can enjoy it just looking
I
at
can
it.
see a dude like Johnny
motherfucker.
Depp.
Did you see that motherfucker Wim Hof? You guys know who Wim Hof is? Oh my god!
No,
you guys gotta look
I
up
know
this,
his brother.
You gotta look up this fucking dude. He's got this like breathing exercise shit, dude. He climbed. Look up the Vice.
Jack.
Anybody listening, look up the Vice video of him climbing Mount Everest in his underwear and socks. Whoa! He summited Mount Everest, bro, in underwear and socks. And said he did it just because he meditates and fucking breathes a certain way.
Yo, you know what? I feel like I have seen that.
See, and that's how. And then you're wondering how like the ultimate yogi ever, Jesus, just moved a boulder and fucking was like, I'm out. Put that shit right back on.
They've done
and made an appearance in town real quick.
Yeah, the Knicks game's on tonight.
And they made a quick appearance just to prove a point. I'm here. Yeah.
But yeah, check them out, dude. But that shit's crazy. Like a lot of people die and fucking climbing this shit.
I saw a video one time and it was like a sensitive, violent scene or whatever, and it's like this dude got to the top of Mount Everest.
This is real or
yeah, real. Switched his he was with somebody, they had it planned, switched the oxygen tank real quick, and the motherfucker hopped off on a snowboard. Thought he was going to snowboard down. They're like, he died. I'm like, really? You think?
Oh, he was going to free?
Dude, fucking snowboarding. Yeah.
He's an idiot.
He was suicidal. There's no way you think
you're going to die
the coolest way ever, dude. Yo, dead ass. And that's
or me.
And it's not cool.
And somebody, this was recorded?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah. So he planned this shit.
Yeah,
he was
he had to go.
He wanted to summit and then just take it out. Yeah, the G way.
They swapped the oxygen tank out, and he must have thought he was going to make it down. He put on a fresh pack.
Yeah, right.
First of all, that's like a 75-minute ride down the mountain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At like 90 miles an hour.
Long tumble.
Yeah,
fuck yeah, dude. I don't even think he stuck the landing, bro.
No, he
didn't stick it.
No. But
he's snowboarding the snow guy.
It's all respect, though. That's how he planned his way to go. It wasn't Dr. Kevorkian, but it was his own way.
Shit. I'm pretty sure it was probably quick.
Yeah, but moving on, dude. So, I wanted to get into this other shit too, man, that I've been seeing a lot, man. And I've actually, shout out to Rob Scoggin, because he kind of brought it to my attention a while back, and we were going to try to get him on the podcast, but he's got some things going on, so we'll try to get him later on. But this Free Britney campaign. Have any of you guys seen this shit with Britney Spears?
Yeah, I watched that documentary, actually.
And I haven't watched the documentary, but they just issued, she just issued another statement or some shit. But she's been in a conservatorship since 2008.
Her dad and
her father.
For anyone that's listening and they don't know what a conservatorship is, because I had to Google it myself, it's basically like a person has all of their legal and physical
assets and
everything taken away from them and ran by someone else.
She's treated like a 5-year-old child.
Usually it's only done to people who are in hospice and can't make their own decisions.
Right. So, and she's obviously, like, in 2008, she had this huge fucking mental breakdown. You know, like, I don't know the details of all that shit, but she was entered into this thing.
She's mind control. So.
Well, yeah, she was on Disney Channel or whatever.
She went out and broke her programming and did it publicly, and this is what you get when you do that. She's lucky to be alive.
Uber rich, bro.
They exactly, and there's still money to be made off of her, and she's still got 20 million fucking social media followers.
And people, she don't post anything without being told it's okay.
And she's a moneymaker still.
So the latest thing was though is that she wants to have kids. Right. She wants to have another child, and they won't let her remove her birth control.
What?
They won't let her remove her birth control so she can have another child.
IUD.
So she's in court.
She made
right
that
now.
song "Slave." She's a slave.
Bro, yo, listen, dude. She does not look like she doesn't look like she's there.
She looks like she looks dead eyes. She looks like
and I'm not like I've never been like a Britney fan, but like you know what I mean. It's coming up, all of us coming up.
She was huge. It's just humanity.
She was fucking. So like to see like what she was then, and then like coming up into it now, like she's like on social media, they were like doing shit. Like people were commenting like, "Yo, wear a certain color if you can't." Like, if you can't say you're being a fucking held hostage, right. You know what I mean? Or like, and then it happened.
Give a hand
like,
sign.
Yeah, like crazy shit was happening, bro. And then they started this free Britney campaign because her father has been in control of every single decision made in her life, physically and business-wise, monetarily, right? Since
where did she get her career start?
Disney, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Justin Timberlake and
that's a whole other fucking jerk off. Like
whole crop of them.
Yeah, dude,
Timberlake was still part of the program.
She publicly started speaking out, broke out, shaved her head.
Yeah,
at Esther's salon, like all of it, just occultic.
She had that whole thing with Federline and her
kid had a butterfly tattoo, like a horrible butterfly tattoo on her.
She's nuts. But what do you guys think, though? Like, obviously, do you think this is like some sort of control, like establishment control, or do you think this is just her father being a piece of shit and not letting her run? Do you think this was a real mental break and like
that's the string he's playing on, is that she is actually unfit to control her life and wealth because she's mentally unstable,
right?
But
they forced institutionalized Kanye when he started going on that rant at his concert about Jay-Z.
Did you see the shit with Joe Rogan?
Motherfucker came out blonde.
Yeah.
Came out blonde in a sweatsuit.
His interview with Joe Rogan, he said it. He was like, "Yo, I had so many people telling me to take these pills. Like, you need these. Like, you need these." He's like, "Yo, you're fucking downing me. Like, you're just shutting me down.
You ain't got all the inches sway.
You
ain't got all the inches sway. It ain't Ralph though. And he was right. It ain't Ralph though.
It's wild. But
he threatened to leave Adidas.
But
put me on the border, I'm out.
And then he bought Adidas.
Put me on the border, I'm out.
Turned his whole company.
No one gave a
Yeezy.
fuck about Adidas.
Now he owns all the rights to Yeezy except for maybe the fact that they put Adidas logo on it. He owns his own
he's
the factory. He's got like 7,000 workers.
Some deal with the Gap now
on his property in Wyoming.
Nobody gives him credit for the comeback.
He never really dropped.
People for money.
He's crazy. We were saying this about Macafee. Like,
dude,
give me $1 million and I'll make you 20 back.
What we call crazy.
Just let's go back musically, dude. He was one of the best producers / engineers fucking ever.
When his mother died, out of it wasn't supposed to happen. She got a botched boob job on the black market because she didn't want him to get tied up in the publicity for it.
Sacrifice.
It was definitely weird. They made him pay.
You're
losing somebody.
And that's when he did the Taylor Swift shit. That's when he went nuts and started saying, and again, that was just the tip of the iceberg. But now it's publicized because he's with this fucking, Kardashian family. Now
he's out now.
Well, yeah, but he's still attached. He's got children with her. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
sure.
It's his life is a TV show. Even if he didn't want that, even if he was just wanted to be a rapper and a mogul and wanted to stay out of the limelight, which he doesn't.
Well, think about that though, dude. Though fame is different, bro. Because when you're a billionaire like Easy, right? So you can go nowhere.
Can't do anything.
You cannot step outside your house without some sort of somebody taking a picture of you. Fuck. Hey, can I have your autograph? Hey, can I be near you? You know what I mean? Like, and then you got the weird ones that fucking stalk you. And, right, Easy, I love you.
I'll die for you.
Right. So it's like
let me sniff your socks.
Shit's not the same anymore. Like, so you can't
never be the same.
And then you sit there and you say, well, my kids can't even play with regular kids.
Right.
Like, they can't now have a normal lifestyle.
Well,
there's a video of
$1,000 cribs either.
There's a video of him.
Listen, don't get twisted, but that'll break you mentally eventually at some point. It's like,
it's all relative.
He does the Sunday service.
From me,
have you guys ever seen the videos of his Sunday service?
Yeah.
No.
So he does it.
Calabasas.
He has a 4,000 acre property in Wyoming where he lives.
No, so he does a Sunday service in Calabasas, California.
But now he's doing it at his Woody Farm. Yeah, he switched from there.
Wow.
So they all wear his brand clothing, unreleased colors. These sweatsuits that almost look like it's some weird movie scene, like jumpsuit from like people that have no attachment to. They're like monks almost.
Yeah,
it's
starting
like
a cult.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird.
They're gonna fly away, bro.
One of my favorite videos ever is some huge festival. Huge festival. It might have even been like in Europe where they'll pack in like 100,000 people. And he did like this guest appearance, and they put a fucking piano and an MPC on the table, and he would just like run down, hit like one key, make like 10 steps back.
Who's this?
Kanye.
Oh.
And the crowd's just going crazy. And then he'd run up again and he'd hit like one key, boom, and then go back. And it's like he was doing it, but he knew what he was doing. Yeah. And I'm like, this is fucking genius. Like, he's like, I can just show up and literally smack a drum loop on an MPC and run away and come back, bing.
Yeah, but again, when you're genius level, dude, it's like, and then you got all of these fucking people.
But that's like the genius, but everybody's crazy. No, he fucking genius. Like, he just paid. Who knows when he got paid to go do that, and he knew he could get away with it.
That's his own thing.
Did you see where he walked through in Chicago? Like, there were maybe 50,000, 60,000 people at one of those live on location Sunday services, and his bodyguards went to push the people through, and he said, "Stop. These are my people. I'll walk through unbothered." And he walked through, and these people parted like the fucking Red Sea, dude.
Oh yeah, that's like, fucking.
And this was not set up. Like, he walked through the crowd to the stage of all regular, fans. This dude, they just moved aside. It was hilarious because he was so arrogant about it.
Scoop.
It happened,
Poopy Scoop.
He put that shit right into the atmosphere.
He did that shit on the Pusha T song. Like, he just doesn't give a fuck. Poopy Scoop. That was like a line over and over.
Yeah, but he fucking crushed it. Like, what was it? Through the Wire?
Oh, yeah.
He crushes a bunch of stuff.
Spaceship.
Yeah.
Spaceship. Never Let You Down. Never Let Me Down by
a lot of
Jay-Z and Jay Pharaoh or Prince or something like that.
He gets his credit, dude. But that's now, like, do you think he's stepping out of like the system? Like, now that he's like kicking fucking basically Kardashians to the curb? I don't think it's like that. I think
I
think he's detached from the Matrix.
Right, now he's now he's away from it. Right, he's still drinking dragon blood.
He seems to be woke, I guess, is the type, what you would call him. But
if he was really some rebel to the system, his sneakers would be gone. He'd be gone.
Oh, he's still about the currency.
It's all just part of the movie.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just part of the facade.
Yeah, he's like an extra.
If he was really some renegade revolutionary, he'd be done.
Right.
Oh yeah.
He called himself.
You wouldn't be going to be the next billionaire in hip hop. You wouldn't. None of this would be happening. It's allowed to happen.
He called himself a Renaissance.
He's not in the big club.
He should have been off for what he did. Mm-hmm. So, like, he worked out some backdoor deals to get back where
he's useful. He's useful. You can have people standing in line for 10 hours to wait for his fucking sneakers. You can have people...
Well, look at the whole influence thing when he did the whole vote for Donald Trump.
$400 for a $70 product.
Remember when he signed it with Donald Trump? I mean, that was, that was a huge influence move.
Remember when he was routinely walking around...
blood as Donald Trump. Isn't that what he said?
He was routinely...
We got dragon blood.
Kanye was walking around wearing jean jackets with a Confederate flag on it and walking around draping himself in the Confederate flag.
Yeah, that's not surprising.
But before the whole controversy came up,
shit like that is like
Kanye was doing that.
Shit like that, like, is eye popping though. You know what I mean? Like, shit like that is going to get attention. You know, Kanye rocking fucking Confederate flag. That's like, all right, yeah, that's going to fucking be like, oh shit.
Plus, Kanye's mom and grandfather were like big activists and sat in sit-ins and did all that stuff. You know. So I mean, he does have it in his heritage. I mean, every person of color in this country pretty much has that in their heritage. But this dude, his mom and his grandfather were part of the movement to get that shit cleaned up, you know?
Oh, I'm sure. All right, so rounding back to the conservatorship, now, what do you guys think? You know what I mean? Do you think she gets her shit back? Do you think she gets... Because now she's in court, but it's a long, long, long process to get out of it. So I'm not entirely sure what it entails, but obviously how many years from fucking 08 to now?
A long time.
That's it, yeah, since 08, 13 years.
I'm saying. Right? So it's like kind of crazy.
Her people, they're going to get louder. They're not going away. And it's good we're in that social media age.
The thing is, I watched that documentary about 3.5 months ago. Maybe 4.
So what'd you think about that?
It was eye-opening, you know what I mean? It was something I didn't realize, and it was pretty honest about it. Like, it was from like eyewitness account kind of thing, like people on the outside looking in, kind of the same way we're doing, but people more credible on that situation, you know? Sure. But it seemed like there was a lot of unanswered shit. It seemed like her father is much like every other father of a child in the industry, greedy, pompous, arrogant, thinks they're untouchable.
It's a gravy train.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's terrible, man.
But again, at one time, he probably was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, again, what did we say? Something about with ultimate power or some shit?
Corrupts.
Yeah, it corrupts you.
Power corrupts, absolutely.
Right.
Power corrupts, absolutely.
Absolute power corrupts, absolutely. But yeah, so that's just pretty wild, man. So, like, I mean, obviously everybody keep an eye on that shit and free Britney campaign.
Free Brit.
Word up, dude. It's sad to see anybody like that.
Yeah, that's
free Britney. I need some of that Kevin Federline.
Shout out to Rob Scoggin. We'll get you on the podcast eventually.
Yeah.
Is that his girl? Like, he's like a Britney fan, or is he
no, like, I have no idea, to be honest.
No shame, bro.
I know, it's so funny, because I just pictured Scoggin's face when you said that, and I was like, picturing him, like, maybe rocking like a Britney T or something, because if he liked her like that,
now I gotta ask him.
Scoggin on the look.
Now I gotta ask him.
Are you invested in this shirt?
Like, are you invested in this?
How invested are you in it?
Yeah, it's wild. But yeah, so, but anyways, fucking, while we're at it, dude, I want to, what the fuck is going on in the crypto market?
Let's talk about everything.
So let's see what's going on, man. So obviously
I was trying to buy some crypto, and it was like, set up this, do that. I did it all, and I'm like, now I can't figure out how to buy shit in there.
Oh, come on.
I'm still collecting.
We'll figure that out after the podcast.
I'm still collecting my pie.
No, man, you didn't. My head's just crazy.
No.
Yeah, not right. We'll
not only that, you had some, like, serious life stuff going on where it's like, but I mean, and then, I don't know, herbs. So you just see him and you're like, you forget that he's going through things because he just brings your spirits up when you see him.
Every time, man.
So it's like, wait, Herb actually goes through things too. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, man.
Yeah, so, like, but what's going on, man? Like, you're like the nonsensical knowledge kind of resident crypto expert. Like,
oh man, it's crazy. Fucking
the market's down.
Elon Musk.
Yeah, what's up with that, dude?
Is fucking trolling Bitcoin hard. So like he's like he like built the clout. Like he has what Macafee had like 100 times.
Right, he just
like,
posts like
he's
a
got
meme
the clout.
or something, and people are like,
and it's like Bitcoin's just chilling, like climbing for the day, and Elon drops some stupid Bitcoin. Like yesterday, he's like, how many Bitcoiners does it take to change a light bulb?
No.
And Bitcoin just stopped in its tracks.
Yeah.
It's like pushing up to 35. I'm like, yeah, let's go, baby.
What
Fucking drops. It's down to like 33,000. So like he's losing that clout now because he favors Dogecoin.
Really?
Yeah, he favors Dogecoin. Like he's like Bitcoin uses too much power, so he's like super into this Dogecoin shit. So that's what he pushes.
I bought 44 Dogecoin.
Nice.
44, yeah. I felt accomplished, and then I realized it's like, yo, people have fucking 44,000 of these in their back pocket, you know?
Yeah.
Dude, people got rich on Dogecoin.
Yeah, I have like 300,000 locked up on a I had an exchange get hacked on me. One of the first exchanges I used for like learning how to do the shit. Their exchange got hacked. So all of the cryptocurrency, they stole cryptocurrency. And the company's out of New Zealand. There's a conservator over this company doing like audits, trying to see like, hey, if you had a wallet, let's get your holders their money back.
Right.
So I have $300,000 worth of Dogecoin on there, but they tell me, give us your last 5 transactions. But they locked us out of our accounts. All of our transactions are in our accounts, and their accounts are gone now. So it's like I'm trying to claim like through this fucking law firm in New Zealand. Fucking crying out loud. Whole different law, whole different everything. Yeah. New York State's like, hey, you can't do business in New York. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like dead. And then so this law firm is holding all of the wallets, the digital money. Their account got hacked. So like at that point, I'm just like, fuck it. I'm never seeing that money. I've never seen any of it ever again.
Yeah, that's the only part of the
I got really lucky
shit
on that Dogecoin shit because I just literally, it was like before Thanksgiving, and I was like all the referrals, getting the free fucking referrals on Robinhood. And I ended up getting like almost $50 worth of like the free referrals, the stocks, all this shit. Well, all this fucking had like 20,000 Dogecoin because it was a half a cent. Not even a half a cent. It was like 0.37, 0.0037. And like, I don't know, I cashed out a few thousand and still got like a few thousand in there. I'm like, shit, this shit still had like, today it was like 24, hit 27 cents or something. The other day it went down to like 17 cents. I'm like, I'm gonna fucking buy more. Why not? You know, and then back up. So it was like, buy the dip.
So but now this
I don't
is
think it was long term, but what he said about Elon was that rumor was they were going to do a skit on Saturday Night Live. I was going to go to $1 that night or some shit, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't that?
But he played the game. He didn't send the right
Wasn't that like the rumor?
That was
before, because I remember I'm like, oh shit, if it goes to $1, I literally have less than $100 invested in this shit. I'll have like $20-something thousand just off $100. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, bro. They have no CEO, no board of directors. There's no tech support. There's nothing. It's just the blockchain. It's the Dogecoin blockchain. Yeah. No human interaction makes it go as far as like, hey, I want to stop this. Like, yeah, you could do codes and add on to it, but the blockchain itself is going to run. Like, that's crazy,
like
right?
The Oakland A's. So, like the Oakland A's, for example, they announced when Dogecoin hit like 50 cents or something. They're like, we'll start accepting that for tickets. And then when they announced that, it went up. That's when I think it went to the high of like 70-something cents. So I mean, I'm just curious why it went back down so much.
Because Bitcoin is down.
Everything's down,
right?
Like,
so Bitcoin pulls everything with it.
Yeah, so okay.
Bitcoin,
what we got?
So say like right now, Bitcoin's down. Like this is a accumulation phase. You want to just start grabbing as much crypto. Like make sure the projects are legit and shit. Or you just want to start grabbing, even if it's like a quarter of a fucking penny. Because when Bitcoin pushes to 100,000, It will.
Right.
It's going to drag everything fucking with it.
That's what I was
Doors
saying.
are probably $3.
That's what I was thinking. Even that's what I was saying. Like even I was talking to Sean and a couple of our other brothers, where I was just like, they're like, "Fuck, it's down to 17 cents." I was like, "Throw some money in." He's like, "I'm broke." I'm like, "Dude, whatever it is, $5, $10, like,
anything."
And then I texted him today, and I'm like, "It's up to 27 cents. If you bought $50 worth, you almost doubled your money." You can't think you're going to get rich. We don't have money to invest like that. Okay, if you're playing with a $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 at a time, you're going to get big increments.
Right.
But whatever,
Yeah.
throw a little in here and there.
That Fen coin.
Fag coin's a beast, bro.
I didn't think you could say
every
fag
gorilla.
anymore.
It's kind of like fag, right?
It's kind of, but it's tell them we'll fucking feed every gorilla.
Feed every gorilla.
Ooh.
So the developer's name is Fed Rocks. He is a beast, bro. Dude writes smart contracts in like 4 hours. That's like the Ethereum platform, but like just in 4 hours. like just beast mode, right? So he has so basically like they partnered up with this company out of Africa that saved gorillas and whatnot. So like everybody that's in the coin, we're gonna show love to all of these gorillas. Like we celebrate Harambe's death. Like this shit should never happen again, bro. This is out of control.
Right.
But Harambe got presidential votes.
Yeah,
he did too.
He does, bro. He's a legend. So they got
they just dropped a ton of fucking shit.
So
how do you get it?
We'll break. You could break it down if you want for anybody listening.
Yeah, so you use Uniswap or
you gotta go to like Uniswap.com, create a wallet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then there's
maybe we do something offline and shit.
Yeah. But
we should. Actually, right now I'm gonna make a pledge. Like, I will give away. Let's call it 10 million Feg. Anyone who shares, tweets this podcast, so we could share it. 10 million. Watch it grow. It's about to launch V2 of the system on June 30th. It's going to change the game, bro. Like the tokens, so like liquidity, right? So you need liquidity in your coin for people to buy and sell. So this dude coded liquidity into the coin. So a lot of times you got to a person has to hold the liquidity. But that's when they steal it. They call it a rug pull, right? Yeah. Like I got rug pulled yesterday. Yeah. Like this coin called King of Newbie. Like I dropped $100, got like 2 trillion of them and shit. Like because you could bounce. Like,
so where do you buy it? Like I don't know.
There's just certain exchanges,
decentralized exchanges. I got the laptop, so I'm ready to break it down after. We could rock and do that.
Shit up.
Yeah.
That's why we're touching on crypto real quick.
But yeah, so you want to grab as much fag as you can because you're gonna be able to put it into the blockchain, bro, and you're gonna be like 100 to 300% APY on your money every fucking year. Like they're saying like you should be rewarded for keeping your money. Not like the banks do, give you a 0.25%. Like you should be eating off your money. This is how big it was supposed to be.
So every time somebody sells, 1% gets burned, right?
And
it's destroyed. It's gone. It's out of circulation, right? And then 1% goes back to the holders.
So if you hold it, you get that 1% separate from stake. So you get that 1%. So say somebody's like, they drop mad money and they sell the coin. So it's kind of a incentive, like
to hold.
You pay to sell it, but then we also get rewarded. But over time, the supply is increasing. It's deflationary.
Scarcity.
So we're high now. We're in the trillions right now, but 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, then it's going to be down, and then you're like left holding, and you're staking. So
how do you secure all this coin? Like, how do I how do I protect it for 5, 6, 7 years?
Well, all right.
So where I can access it. I'm just asking. No. Like you say earlier, you lost however much in the Dogecoin, and you're going through lawyers. So like,
I think
for the people listening, and for me myself, how do I once I acquire this? How do I Is it the wallet like that you talked about setting up a wallet, or?
So those are two separate things, though, right? So like you having like, well, I'm just trying to clarify real quick because like the two issues you had, the one in New Zealand and the rug pull, right?
Yeah, the rug pull,
right? Yes. Those are two separate coins,
correct?
Right, two separate entities, right? So. And then, but what Chap's saying is like you want to like basically protect your wallet, or how do you keep your wallet, right?
And,
so
and just say like 5, 6, 7 years from now, if that shit blows up and it's like, okay, I got $1 million in there, I want it now.
Right,
how do I
hear
get
all the horror stories of people not being able to get it.
Tell them about the seed words.
Okay, yeah. So
that's like the 25 fucking words they give you. That
it's like 12 to 25. Like those are called your private keys. So, like, they say, like, since I was keeping my money on an exchange ran by a person, they held my private keys. So, they own my cryptocurrency. They're saying is, if you don't own your private keys, you don't own your crypto.
Okay.
So, like, your private keys, everything. So, when I sign up to send my money to a Coinbase or to Cash App or Robinhood, they have your private keys. You don't have them.
Okay,
so that's the hustle. So, like, there's a whole new realm called decentralized finance where now it's like Dogecoin. There's no CEO. There's no
bank.
It's community run. So nobody has your private.
So, like the Dogecoin I have on Robinhood, there's no way to transfer that to a wallet.
Robinhood has had my Bitcoin for 3 years. I can't withdraw it.
Really?
Now, it's great for me because I'm holding. I can't access it.
Why can't you withdraw it?
Because there's no withdrawals on Robinhood for Bitcoin.
Oh, just for Bitcoin? I was going to say, because I've been able to withdraw from Dogecoin.
Yeah.
So how do you transfer? You can't from Robinhood, right? You can't transfer it to a wallet. You got to leave it in Robinhood, right?
Which they keep.
So when will they let you ever take it out?
They keep telling me that.
Well, think about it, Chuck. If they're holding it, they're making a percentage on it.
Oh, they're killing it.
Yeah.
They're seeing all the rises. They have it. They can trade it. They can put it in.
Right.
Well,
it's like a regular bank. Like a bank can loan out 90% more money or something than what they are actually holding in the bank.
Right.
You go to a bank and I want to buy this $250,000 house. They're not to. Well, let me go see if we got that vault. They don't say that.
Yeah, that's never going to happen.
Your credit's good. Bing, bing, bing. Punch it up on the computer. Transfer these numbers to this other computer screen. You're good.
Yeah, you're done.
So you
gotta have
money
those.
was created. Nothing.
You gotta have those if you lose your password, right?
Yeah, you need your private keys. Yeah.
And then you gotta keep track of those. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because there's that one guy. Tell him about that story. The guy that's got fucking like one
last
try,
chance or some shit to log in. I saw that.
One try.
Forbes even throw something on that.
He's got one last chance. Yeah.
And it's like a lot of money. That's
like millions.
So you gotta do it. You gotta do it, man. You gotta write it down. And then the exchanges I use now, I own the private key. So the developers flipped the keys and said, like, no, this is all wrong. Satoshi Nakamoto wanted it to be decentralized. Like you Coinbases and all you Wall Street boys and your platforms want to control it. But it should be in the people's control.
Right.
But it's also the Wild Wild West because there's no regulation.
Right,
so like some developer could snatch the money tomorrow.
So that's why you got to look for good coins.
Just make
good coin. And like Feg's been audited twice. Like it's legit. You know what I mean? Like some of these coins.
So how do you buy it?
Well, so we'll get into that later. So we'll get on the fucking Uniswaps and all that shit later. You know what I mean? But it's basically an exchange, bro. You just got to know where the exchange is, and then you can buy the shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So Uniswap, PancakeSwap.
Yeah, Etherium or Binance.
Any of the ones that are like
I spent 2 hours on PancakeSwap. I didn't buy shit.
Listen, anyways, well, I guess we'll wrap it up, right? It's getting late anyway.
PancakeSwap.
I still got to bounce down to the homies down the hill.
Oh shit, to Wes's?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you do?
Oh damn, tell us what's up. All right, well, anyways, we'll get it wrapping up though. That's fucking it was a great episode. I had a lot of fun.
Time and space. It's fun to share with people you love.
It was definitely a lot of fun, man.
Yeah.
everybody listening, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, share the shit out of it.
Got Edwin to say a lot of positive stuff about Jesus tonight. I don't know if you go back to like a couple of the earlier podcasts, like I had to stick up for Jesus.
I don't know. He's like, oh, Jesus cool tonight. Jesus went to Egypt tonight. I was like, I can fuck with him.
I'm a little critical.
No, hey, question everything.
That's the whole point, man. It's question everything. And everybody listening, thanks a lot, and we'll see you on the next episode. Peace.
Peace.